2. Yeah, is that cool, Luke? Alright. We're gonna start.
2.
Hello, we are Kathematics.
2.
And this is our first song! It just usually will come from an idea, a guitar riff, and then a melody might come for the vocals, and it's pretty much hit or miss. Then I'll bring it to the band, and the band pretty much just, sort of do the rest pretty much. Sort of add textures and layers and whatever they want to add to it, and sort of, I pretty much have the arrangement and stuff worked out, so yeah.
I just focus on playing the bass and backing vocal stuff. Kath said from the start that she likes to write the lyrics herself, and I was happy with that. Because I was in another band which was writing for, I didn't want to write for 2. And we always said, well, we might collaborate and I'll bring her guitar riffs or chords, but we've never got around to that one day.
Our first EP, a guy sort of produced it, a friend of the band, and we had no idea what we wanted to sound like, so that was kind of like, yeah, that's sold out now anyway. The second EP, Do the Math, was more like what we sound like now, but it was very recorded in a day and just bang. This one we're working a lot harder on. It's got a lot more vocal layers, like Leroy's singing backing vocals on it, and that he wasn't previously on the recordings, and I'm doing harmonies, and it's just vocally probably more complex. Every EP we have out has a different drummer. Apparently the latest rumour is that I'm a cannibal and I eat them. And I'm serious. That's why we go through so many. So one a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, one seems to last for a year.
We've had 3 full-time drummers and a fill-in drummer.
That's right, our fill-in drummer is filling in at the moment. I don't know, I just think we haven't found the right drummer yet. Seriously.
Our first drummer, John, he was in the band for quite a while, about 2 years, and he was sort of over it. He had enough, so if you're over it, there's no use for us having someone who's over it in the band. So he left, and the other 2, we're not quite sure why they left.
Well, the one that just recently left was 2 months, and the one before that was almost a year.
So hopefully the next one will stay. At rehearsal, we don't jump around like idiots, which we do on stage. We just stand still and look at our guitars and concentrate on that. But when we get on stage, we're all jumping around and everything like that.
Yeah, the performance, I suppose. Also on stage, banter, connecting with the audience. We're really not into standing there and playing to ourselves and not speaking to the crowd. It's important to kind of get them to interact. So we're a pretty sort of energetic sort of band, so crowd interaction is great. Heckling, we give it back as good as we get. I'm really not into bands that just for an entire live performance, the only thing they'll say is thank you once and then walk off. And some overseas bands are like that. I think Australian bands are a lot friendlier, but sometimes an overseas band will play here and they're just really like that. And I don't know. I don't think it really works that well in Australia. I think bands here like to be more interactive.
We've been in the band for 3.5 years now, so we're starting to think alike and we get along really well.
It's amazing that he puts up with me. He was gonna leave, but I didn't let him. I basically said, okay, look, you're just not allowed to leave. So there was a time when half the band walked out. It was pretty hard because when half the band walks out, you're kind of left wondering, is it worth it? But he stuck around. I think he's the only person in the band that's ever really liked the music.
And I was a fan of their songwriting before I was in the band, so it's good choice. There's never been a song which I go, oh, I don't like that, let's not play that song.
I think we sort of know each other. I think we know, you always get, we spent some time touring.
Well, first we played at Bannockburn, look that up in your atlas, to a freezer gig.
No one knows who Bannockburn is.
So all 15-year-old kids who are more interested in glow sticks and our badges than the bands are all playing.
And they're all outside smoking.
Yeah, smoking and drinking. You're not meant to do at freezer gigs.
That's right.
And we also went to Warrnambool where I stayed at the backpacker with Deb from the Deb Hocking band. And she thought I had the key, I thought she had the key, and the key was left in the room and we got locked out. And the guy who ran the backpackers couldn't care less. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We also played in Sydney in March. We went up for a last minute gig and we did the road trip and we checked out all the sites, the dog on the tuck box and the big merino and all those dodgy things, and we got photos of everything, and that was a lot of fun. We actually drove on that day, played that night, so it was like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah, got up at 5:30 in the AM.
That's right, and then by the time we got there we'd had about 10 Vs each and 100 Grana tablets, and we had a fantastic gig.
Yeah.
We were buzzing.
We arrived like an hour before we went to go on stage. That's crazy.
It was great though, really good. We decided to do it because we'd never played in Sydney, and it was really well received. Like, it was great. It was packed. Like, we came on and there was no one there. 15 minutes later we started and it was packed, and Sydney siders really liked us, so it's pretty exciting for us because we hadn't played outside of Victoria before. So, you kind of get annoyed a bit about each other, but I think we sort of know each other's quirks now to the point where it's working obviously, and we've got a good sort of working relationship. So, I mean, the fact that he's stuck around this long is amazing really, because considering everyone else has come and gone. And it's weird because people join your band but they turn around a few months later and say, hey, I like metal, or I like, whatever other genre of music, or I like, heavy rock, and it's like, why are you in this band? And it took 2 years for the band to, this is what I realised the other day, it took 2 years. We formed in 2003. It took 2 years for us to find our sound. Beginning of 2005 was totally, we went 3-piece, we went back to poppy, punky stuff. Leroy stayed in the band the whole time, and it was just the drummers that are coming and going, so we just had to get the right drummer, but it took a while to get our sound.
I like to do this for a career. I've always enjoyed music and wanted to do it. So it's sort of like, I don't want to, do another job. And you get people saying, oh, why don't you get a job? But I have a job, and that's what I want to do.
It'd be nice to make a living out of it, but I know that that's really hard. People overseas make a living out of it easier because there's more people. Australia's a pretty small country, so. But the band's been going pretty well lately, so I don't know. I think things are going to go pretty well. We want to release this EP, get Smash Records to release it overseas, see what happens, and obviously it'd be great to tour either in Japan or Spain or targeted areas. So I guess the two most important things are to get a drummer that actually stays and realises what a great band this is to, if there's any drummers out there,
bring the number at the bottom of your screen.
1-800. Because this is a good opportunity, and as you can see, we're not cannibals, and we're actually quite nice. So finding the drummer and getting the EP to help get us to the next level, that's where our focus is, I guess.
And hopefully the CD will get us radio play on Triple J and other community stations around Australia.
Yeah.
And hopefully people buy, because we're putting a lot of work into the CD as opposed to the last two and the artwork, so hopefully we will take off because of it, and people will pay us money to record the next one.
That's right.
Which we'll like a lot.
Yeah.